Let's start by looking at the 29 basic techniques and variations in Gatame waza. The 7 osaekomi waza techniques are often used in competition. There are 12 shime waza techniques. Okuri erijime is often used in competition, but dojime is prohibited in randori and competition. The application of a kansetsu waza will help you win instantaneously. However, the ashigarami technique is not allowed in randori or in competition. This is how to apply a Kesa Gatame from the right. Clamp your opponent's right arm in your left armpit and put your right arm around his neck. Extend your right leg forward and your left leg backward and use your body to apply pressure and hold him down. The term Kesa Gatame includes all related techniques. Let's look at some of the variations on Kesa Gatame. Clasping your hands together will help tighten your hold. If your opponent attempts to twist and free himself, restrain him by extending your left leg forward. And press your right knee firmly against his body. Use your right arm to hold down your opponent's upper arm and shoulder. Make sure to press down with your body and not just use your arm. When holding down your opponent's shoulder with your right arm, you may also bring your leg up towards you to respond to his movements. Keep your chest firmly pressed against his body. Kuzure Kesa Gatame is a modification of Kesa Gatame. Slip your right arm under your opponent's left armpit and grip his collar. Let's take another look at this. When gripping your opponent's left lapel with your right arm, it's important to keep his body firmly pressed against yours. This is a variation in which you grasp your opponent's lapel near the back of his neck and hold him down, balancing yourself with your right hand and legs. Slip your left arm right under his neck so that you can firmly grasp and pull at his lapel. Place your right hand on the tatami to maintain balance. This variation involves trapping your opponent's right arm between your legs. Reach around his right elbow and apply a scissor hold with your legs. Tuck your right leg firmly under your opponent's head as if it were a pillow or makura, and secure your hold by gripping your right knee with your right hand. And here's what used to be called Ushiro Kesa Gatame. You can also slip your right hand underneath his right shoulder to apply an arm lock. This technique is often used to lead into Kuzure Kesa Gatame. The important thing is to trap his arm firmly in your armpit. In this variation, you use both hands to trap your opponent's arm. This is also a Kuzure Kesa Gatame. Bear down on his arm and upper body. The Kata Gatame is a hold executed by pressing your right knee firmly against your opponent's right hip, bearing down with your head and neck to clasp both hands around his neck and arm. Clasp your hands, palms crossed, and draw your elbows to your side to tighten your hold. Make sure to keep the balls of your feet on the mat. It's important to maintain your balance while controlling your opponent. You can either bring your knees up or spread your legs out wide in response to your opponent's movements. If necessary, you can also place your hands on the mat to maintain your balance. The important thing is to keep your opponent under control. Let's take a look at the basic Kami Shiho Gatame. Slip your hands under your opponent's arms and grab his belt on both sides, thumbs on top. Draw your elbows to your side to tighten your hold and press down with the area of your chest. Keep your hips low, draw your elbows to your side and bear down with your body to secure your hold. You can also stretch your legs out, or if your opponent attempts to arch his back, you can raise your hips and shift your weight forward. You could also cross your legs in the Kuzure Kesa Gatame fashion. The important thing is to shift your hips and legs to maintain your control. Instead of slipping your hands under his arms, you can reach over and grab his belt to restrain his upper body. In this variation, your opponent is lying face down. Reach under and grab both sides of his collar, flip him over and hold him down. Use your opponent's resistance to flip him over and quickly change the position of your legs and hips so you can bear down on his upper body. Be sure not to loosen your hold on his collar and maintain your balance to prevent him from restraining your hands. And here's how to go from a Yoko Sankaku Jime, where you lock your opponent's neck and arm with your legs from the side, to a Kami Shiho Gatame. When you turn your opponent over to the side in the Yoko Sankaku position, he may attempt to escape by rolling over in that direction. You must therefore move quickly to face him and hold him down. From a position diagonally to the right of your opponent's head, pass your right hand over his right shoulder and around his arm and trap his arm in your armpit while your left hand grabs the side of his belt. Apply pressure with the area of your chest to hold him down. Here's how you grab the back of your opponent's collar. Lower your hips and bear down, making sure that he can't free his right arm. Here's how you grab your opponent's belt with your hands crossed. Crossing your hands enables you to strengthen your hold, making it difficult for your opponent to free himself. You can also restrain his arm by half wrapping the bottom of his jacket over his wrist. Firmly secure his arm with the bottom of his jacket. Here, your opponent is on all fours. Approach him from the front and roll him over to apply a Kata hajime and hold him down. The important thing is to roll over and go into the hold from a Kata hajime. Your opponent is on all fours. Get behind him and roll him over to hold him down. Notice the use of both hands. Grip your opponent's collar with one hand and slip the other hand over his shoulder and under his arm to trap the arm and hold him down. If your opponent manages to seize your legs with his legs, the hold becomes nullified or broken. To prevent this from happening, it's important to make the most of your hands, extending your arms to block his legs. Your opponent is on all fours. Break his balance and apply a Yoko Sankaku Jime. Maintaining this lock, shift your body to face him and hold him down. Pay special attention to the use of your left hand after coming face to face with your opponent. You lock your opponent's neck and arm by forming a triangle with your legs. This is one way to restrain your opponent's arm.